Hey, good morning, mycology morning. It's Monday, and it's a mycology Monday. Woo! Gonna be that day. Look at our weather out here today. Remember, I kind of like to show you guys the weather today. Looks like it's gonna be gorgeous. Rain sprinkled last night. Then today, look at that Michigan sky, baby. Boop! Gonna be a gorgeous day. Look at that sky. Got the rain, did a little rinse out. Boop. Look at the yards looking good. Boop. Gosh darn it, this house, the Mush Lab is really coming along, you guys. This week, towards the end of the week, we'll have the kitchen being worked on by this contractor guy. Just can't ask for a whole lot more than what we're getting going on over here, team. Good morning, Ariel and Corey and 50. Good morning. I know that yard's gonna look good. Wait till next week. I'll show you guys the back. Whoops, sorry. I'm trying to get my phone set here. Sorry, guys. Next week I'll show you guys the back. I have a little greenhouse out back, and I didn't do anything with the greenhouse this whole winter because I was so busy with the lab and doing all this, getting this lab business going the way we have. Which reminds me, what a great way to start the morning. A report for last week. Remember, Pops doesn't do a lot of dwelling on the past because the past is past. And I don't do a whole lot of dwelling on the future because I can't control it. And, those things, everybody knows those things. You're supposed to say them. But they really kind of work when I start working them. Just the old live in the here and now. And it's not easy. It's almost a conscious choice. Sometimes you're just like, you know what, I'm getting ready to do something goofy and worry about the past, or I'm going to get worried about something I can't control. Consciously make a decision to stop and live today, live this minute. And it's kind of a discipline too. I'm rambling, I'll get to somewhere else, but there's almost a discipline in it that the more you find yourself doing it, stop, check yourself. It's easier to do every time. I'll give you an example. I'm very, what's the word for it? I go 100 miles an hour. I don't go 1 mile an hour. I go 100 miles an hour. Always going as fast as I can. And therefore, I usually think really fast and I speak faster than I'm supposed to. I just blah, blah. And the truth is, especially in conversations when you're listening to somebody over here, when I'm having a consultation, something like that, there's a big practice of take 5 seconds. 10's too long. Some people say 10 seconds. Take 5 seconds. Count them all once in your head. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Now I'm going to respond to what you just said. So there's kind of a turtle conversation. It's a little bit slower. But boy, do I get a lot more accomplished when I slow down and I think about what I'm going to say before I say it. And there was a post I put out yesterday or the day before on IG. An Indian fella, American Indian looking guy, warrior. And what he said was, let the words of your mouth flow through your heart first before you say them. Sort of look at what they're going to say before you say them. What are they going to feel like to the person you're saying them to? So those are pretty cool right there. Sweet Competition had a reading for us, and we'll get to that here shortly. It's a little bit longer one, so we're going to spend a little bit of time on it. But boy, good morning, Grip. Good morning, Joey. Good morning, Chef Life. It's a beautiful morning. Like I was rambling there for a minute. We don't dwell on the past, and we don't look too far into the future. It's kind of a day-by-day thing, tub by tub, one tub at a time kind of a deal. But I do want to talk about last week briefly for one moment. And it's to show off and tell everybody how wonderful we're doing. And it's a lot because people are like, you guys are showing up here this morning. And I mean that. It's like, how many times does Pops have to say this? And I'll say it as many times as I can. You don't have one of these deals and you don't have a family unless there's a family, unless there's a bunch of people showing up, or a bunch of people care enough to care. Did I hear what I just said? Care enough to care. Right? So last week on this platform here, we gained 200 plus subscribers. random, because we're not doing anything special to try to drive our numbers here at YouTube. I think we should soon. One thing that'll help us if you give some likes, because that's really what happens, is it moves us up somewhere in the live stream, and they see us, and people jump on, and all of a sudden I get DMs, Pops, I caught you for the first time live. What's going on over there? This is amazing. And we're drawing them in like flies, guys. I'm not even kidding you. It's like I'm getting these DMs from these people that are picking us up live here. And are you kidding me? We picked up 200 people this week. So there's a whole lot of good stuff going on here. 200 people on this platform right here. Okay? Over at our other platform, IG, we picked up 125. And we're not doing anything over there fake to drive our numbers up. Like we did a little pop contest yesterday, but that's a giveaway. That's just because we want to have fun with everybody. That's not, you have to do something to get something. No, no, no. We had 5 students here last week. I was a little stressed out earlier in the week. Because Pops likes to teach. He likes to have people over. Likes to get the tubs out of here. And last week, first part of the week was kind of slow. I didn't have too many people. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Where's all my students? And I'm kind of lonely and I have to work all by myself now. And I don't have anybody to slave drive. This sucks. By the end of the week, had just as many people here as we normally do. It just tells you how goofy you can get. You know, just how goofy you can get. And then, that was last week. I count the days from Sunday through Saturday. Starting yesterday already, we'll talk about it next week. Starting yesterday already, we had 5 students here. We matched what we did the complete last week in one day yesterday. So I think we're gonna have a pretty hot week this week, right? Boom! 5 people here yesterday. The day before that, you guys saw a post. Go back and look at these pictures, you guys. Father and son team that was here. They live about 2 hours from here. So it was a reasonable drive for them to get here. Spent the afternoon and evening here with us. They are the kindest, sweetest, like you couldn't tell them apart. This was supposed to be the father and this is the son. They look like brothers. The kindness between the two of them, it was real. It was just a genuineness. Like this guy has raised his son beautifully. And they came over here and they learned this mushroom business, took home some supplies, they're gonna grow some tubs, get back over here and keep on growing their journey. Let me tell you, man, when you see a father and son situation, because I have father issues, right? Worked through those, but father, man, if my dad would have taken me to my ecology guy and the two of us growing tubs together, this kid's got a hell of a dad. A hell of a dad, and you knew it when you met the guy. It was a really, really good guy, and the kid's a good kid. So, man, that's the kind of blessings you get over here when you're doing this stuff, man. You're gonna see people. What a deal. What a deal. Morning, Chase. So, we had the students last week. We've already equaled that this week, blah, blah. Last week, a couple of visitors. Had one of my favorite visitors, Battle Frog Fungus, an incredible grower. This guy makes me look like this big in terms of being a farmer and a good grower. And I learned so much from that guy, and we hang out and he teaches me and we learn together. And thanks for being here last week, Battle. We put out 8 mono tubs last week. Boop, boop, go home, here's your mono tub, go get started. And we put out 4 starter kits. Gave away enough supplies for everybody to get 4 different kits started. So that was our week last week. And again, it's all coming because we've got the action. We've got people talking. If you guys get off of here next time, go, hey, why don't you guys go check out Pop's Tea? And it just drives numbers, okay? Beautiful stuff. I'm gonna look at a couple of comments, and then we're gonna go over here and we're gonna read Sweet Competitions reading. Okay, here we go. Ariel, you deserve this growth after promoting. So thank you, Ariel, thank you. Everyone drop some likes. Oh, gee, you got me. Okay, who do we got here? We got Ariel. We got Cody. We got 50 Shades. Good morning, 50. Richard. Jason Grayson. Help, you're here. Help grow. Caps, what are you doing here this morning, Ree? I always look forward to that girl right there. Oh, Rose. Ophelia Rose. Hey, girl. Ariel. Brutal. Good morning, Brutal. Good morning, fam. Richard. Still at Mushy Pop. Boom, there she is. Meshy Pop, by the way, is going to be coming over here soon, and we're going to be doing Orbeez water bead tech. And by the way, Mushy, because I was worried about those green beads and how they might look with the contamination. Can you spot? I ordered clear water beads, so they'll be here tomorrow. And I think if we try clear instead of colored, colored will do because it's cool. But we're going to do a tray with clear. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a cool project, right? Chef Life, we'll talk about that. Send me your information, and we will figure out how to get you started. Basically, you just need grain. You need bags of grain. You need liquid culture. Get those knocked up, and we'll get you started. Okay? The dad looks young, I know. The dad, and in person he does. And let me tell you the story quickly about the father and the son. That father came here. He's lost 100 pounds in the last year. Changed his diet completely. He's become a vegetarian. He'd had a heart attack. And he doesn't mind my telling you this because the transformation he's made in his life, the weight that he showed me a picture, I didn't recognize it. And this guy, and he looks so young and so handsome, so virile, so strong. And he's making a comeback in his life from having a heart attack. Changed his diet, changed his life, looking at the shroom part of medicine for his life, bringing his son up the right way. You wouldn't believe it. It's what keeps Pops going. It's what keeps me motivated. So, what are we looking at here? Mushy, you got the clear too? Okay, good. So, we should be doing that this week. This bead business is messing with my head. Are you adding? No, we haven't added nutrients to the balls because the shrooms don't really need added nutrients. And I wouldn't even really know what nutrients to add. You'll do that more with like plants and things when you use them. So we're just going with them for the moisture of them for now. If we find other ways to use them, we probably will. Okay, Ree does have, she's got some with nutrients. I wouldn't know what nutrients to add. So we'll figure that out. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways we can do this, Richard. And I'm going to do a perlite test, a casing test, and I don't even know what we're going to do. We just try stuff. Right? Do you move it to the sub? So you guys, there's sweet competition. Good morning, brother. Okay, let's shoot over to Sweet Competition's reading. Excuse me, I had it keyed up here. Excuse me. And then we're going to talk about tomorrow. All right. So here we go, you guys. I'm going to move this just a little bit so I can read straight off of this. Here we go. This reading was from David Lynch. Okay. Let me get you a source here. David Lynch on consciousness and creativity. Okay. I think it's basically a speech that he was giving, and this has been transcribed from the speech that he was giving, or a talk that he was giving. So it's more of a ramble. It's not written like an essay. It's more of like we're following what somebody was talking, what somebody was saying. Will you? Yes, I will conscious this Greek. Start over. Will you? Yes, I will conscious this creativity in the brain. And if you have a golf ball size consciousness, when you read the book, you'll have a golf ball size understanding. When you look out at a golf ball size awareness, and when you wake up in the morning, a golf ball size wakefulness. But if you could expand that consciousness, then you read the book more. Understanding, you look out, more awareness, and when you wake up, more wakefulness. It's consciousness, and there's an ocean of pure, vibrant consciousness inside each one of us. It's at the source in base of mind, right at the source of fount, and it's also at the source. First at the fount, and it's also at the source of all matter. In my recent Mahesh Yogi teaches a technique called transcendental meditation. It's a simple, easy, effortless technique, yet supremely profound, that allows any human being to dive within experiencing subtler levels of mind and intellect and transcend and experience this ocean of pure consciousness. This pure consciousness is called by modern physics the unified base field. It's at the base of all mind and all matter. And they now say, modern science, all of matter, everything that is a thing, emerges from this field. And this field has qualities like bliss, intelligence, creativity, universal love, energy, and peace. An ounce of modern sciences, all of matter, everything that is a thing, emerges from this field. And this field has qualities like bliss, intelligence, creativity, universal love, energy, peace. And it's not the intellectual understanding of this field, but the experiencing of it that does everything you die within and transcending experience the field of pure consciousness and even live in it. He unfolded it grows, and the final outcome of his growth of consciousness is called an enlightenment. It's the full potential of all us human beings and a side effect. Sending experiencing this field, a pure consciousness, and you live in it, one-fold it grows, and the final outcome of his growth of consciousness is called an enlightenment. It's the full potential of all of us, human beings, and a side effect of enlivening this consciousness is negativity starts to recede. When I start meditating, I was filled with anxieties, filled with fears, kind of a depression, and anger. And I took this anger out on my first wife, and after 2 weeks of meditation, she comes to me and she says, "What's going on?" And I was quiet for a moment because it could have been a number of things she might have been referring to. I finally said, "What do you mean?" And she says, "This anger, where did it go?" And I didn't even realize it lifted. Now, these negative things like anger and depression and sorrow, they're beautiful things in a story, but they're like poison to the filmmaker. They're poison to the painter. They're poison to creativity, like a vice grip. If you are super depressed, you can't hardly get out of bed, let alone think ideas that have creativity flowing. So it's money in the bank to get that beautiful consciousness growing, which is flowing creativity. The ability to catch ideas at a deeper level, intuition grows, knowing that you sort of dive in. But the ultimate thing for me is the enjoyment of the doing, the enjoyment of life grows huge. I love making films now more than ever. Before ideas flow, everybody has more fun on the set. The creativity flows. There's no people look like friends, not like enemies. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. This pure consciousness is called Atma, the self of his all at that level. As Dr. John Hagee would tell you, at that level of life, we are all where one diversity appears, unity down below. David Lynch. Whew. Okay, so that was hard to follow for me. There's a lot in it, though. So I really appreciate that sweet competition. Thank you. It was hard to read out loud. It's not as hard to read when you're just reading it to yourself, but it's almost he's talking in a stream of consciousness. And so you're trying to follow this stream of consciousness. It's hard to read out loud and me do a good job of it. So I apologize, but it's a little bit. But there's so much in here. The best part is, depressions and how that can keep us from doing the things. Thank you, sweet. Thank you very much. It was a wonderful reading, and thank you for. I was supposed to read this last Friday, and I messed up. So thank you for that. Yeah, it's about getting in touch with ourselves, right? Recentering, and then knowing that. And I don't do a good job of this. I don't take the time. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago about with those 9 keys, and one of them is to spend some time with yourself meditating. I got to do a better job of that. So, but I'll tell you, this whole thing with depression, working with some people, our shroom business and growing is helping with people's depression in so many ways. Depression's one of the big ones. And depression it puts a lid on our ability to create. You just there's nothing firing, and you're not even sure why. You're just stale. It's just like you're in a lockdown situation, and it's chemical. You don't even know it, and then you start thinking it's your fault, and you start wondering what's wrong with you, and you start thinking, is this a matter of willpower? Like, am I just weak? And bro, it's not that at all. It has nothing to do with your ability to make decisions. It has to do with you got some chemical issues, just like it's like having a sty in your eye. You got to do something about it. So to be able to manage ourselves and to find a place that we can wake up and know, I got an opportunity to be a better person today, and I can do this organically. How could you? And organically, and here's what I'm talking about. You don't even, in my business, you don't even have to take a microdose to fight your depression. You know how? I got something to do today, man. I got some PC waiting over here. I got some pressure cooking. I got some jars I got to clean. I got to go pick up some oats today. And at the end of the day, I probably got 3 or 4 phone calls where I'm going to be talking to somebody and figuring out how they we're going to figure out how to grow mycology together. How the hell can I be depressed today? Now, I might get a little anxious. Now, here's what I have to find my anxiety. I might get a little anxious. Oh, gosh, darn it, the bag isn't turning white yet. Guess what I found out? Push that bag to the back of the closet, close the door. It'll turn white without my anxiety. Does better. And honestly, growing shrooms taught me that. I could be anxious about all kinds of stuff. You get anxious about that white bag, you're turning it backwards. It's going in the wrong direction. Well, I learned, man, don't be anxious about it. Set it in the back of the closet, close the door, don't think about it for the next 5 days, set it and forget it. Works. And changes your personality. Because you're programming yourself. Programming yourself to wait, be patient, be kind to that thing. Don't push it. Oh, while it's doing its 5-day wait, I got stuff to do. I got to go pick up my oats, remember? Can't get bored at this game. You can't be depressed. You can't be anxious. There's too much to do. There's too much goodness going on. Forward momentum's the key. One step at a time. We teach that. There's no elephants being eaten all in one feast. It's one little bite at a time. One little 15-minute task every day. Boom. Got that one done. I'll see you tomorrow. 15 minutes a day. That's what we do. I had another thought last night. Keeps me on a path to sobriety on May 7th. I'm glad to hear this. Almost 2 years without a drink or dope. It's all because of our little friend. Those are the kind of things, brutal. Right there. That makes me want to go check my tub right now. Make sure that it isn't getting contaminated. Make sure. I have to go check my tub right now. Make sure it isn't getting contaminated because you need it. My buddies need it. My friends, my family, they need it. So it makes it a lot easier to open up that tub every day and make sure that I fan it when I'm supposed to. Yeah, I'm very proud of you too, Brutal. I'm very proud of you. And you know what? I'm sitting in front of you guys, a living testimony too, the things that it helps change my life too. Well, that's why we're sold out. Last night, talking to one of the guys that was over here, and he was a little on just wanted some counseling kind of a deal. And it just comes to you when you're talking about where you're at on the planet. And I think it happens as I get older. Because I tell you, when I was 40 years old, I didn't give a damn. When I was 40 years old, I was still scratching and clawing and trying to take a buck out of someone else's pocket. Put a buck in my pocket, take it out of yours. Something happens. Something happens when you start growing mushrooms. Something happens. And today, and it wasn't that long ago, I had the yacht. Sold that thing. I spent a year walking around the deck of that thing with all my white clothes on, dockside shoes on, had all the right clothes, looking like I'm $1 million and acting like I'm $1 million. And for a year, I look back at that, and I've forgiven myself, but I use it as my object lesson to say, what a waste. What a terrible waste that was. And the thousands of dollars spent at it, every one of those thousands of dollars could have been a mushroom in someone else's hands. But it gave me the passion, having to be that guy and not want to be him anymore, gave me the passion to be the guy I want to be. Gave me the passion to be the guy I want to be. So, materialism's really fallen away. At the end of the day, there isn't a mushroom in the world that gives a damn if it has a jet ski. They don't care. They don't want a jet ski. They just want to spread their spores. What do we want to do? Do we want to just spread our spores, or do we want stuff? Stuff. Because at the end of the day, was the thought I had last night. Most of us going to die in a room somewhere. Yeah, somebody will get hit by a bus, somebody will get hit by a train, they won't know, boom, they're gone. Okay. That's the way they went. But most of us will be in a room somewhere sick. Our health is failing. Things are moving in the direction of death. And we're going to be in a room, in a bed. And you know what's going to be in that room with us? Your jet ski won't be in the room. It won't fit. It'll be out in the garage. The yacht won't be in the room. All those things that you thought were important, none of them are going to be in the room with you. The color of the furniture, what color, how nice the yard look, none of it will be in the room with you. There will be nothing in the room with you laying in the bed with you. Nothing won't fit in the room, doesn't go in the room. The only thing that's going to be in that room are the people that care about you. The relationships you've built. It's the only thing that's going to be in the room. And how many people will be in your room? I'm sorry about that, Glenn. I'm sincerely sorry. I don't know what to say to that, but there's going to be nothing in that room, guys. So the only thing that's going to be left at the end of the day, at the end of the life, at the end of the cycle, yeah, condolences, Glenn. The only thing that's going to be left is what you did and who you built, and then the memories that they have of you. Are the memories like, oh yeah, that guy, he had a badass jet ski. He could go fast on his jet ski. Will that be the memory? Thanks, you guys give him his condolences. I feel so terrible for you, Glenn. I have another beautiful disaster, lost her daughter in a terrible accident. And it's just pure tragedy. And yet we'll find a way, we got to find the silver linings in that. And there are. I'm sure yeah. Remember that, you guys. What's going to be in the room with you? And sometimes now, once I started thinking that way, like, what's going to be in my room? Think about that. Make your bed every morning. Clean your jars. Clean up keep your side of the street clean. And remember, guys, the only thing that's going to be left at the end of the game, what's going to be left in your room? I'm so proud of you guys all for taking him on like this. Thank you. I'm on my way to where I left a comment on your video. If you have daily 2 inches holes, I have lots of. You got it. I'll get your comments, whatever we can do to help. So that's our amazing. We had an amazing last week. We're going to have an amazing week this week. It's already starting out amazing. We got a guy here, Glenn. Glenn, thank you so much for sharing that, being open and transparent. And you're really giving us all a chance to love you. You're giving us all a chance to give you a pat on the back and watch you handle tragedy. You're showing us, and I mean that, and I'm not trying to kiss your ass, bro. Just showing up like that and then saying, hey, this happened, and here's how I'm handling it. There's 5 or 6 of us out there, stuff's happening, and we're not sure how to handle it yet. Thank you for that. Thank you for taking, I mean, I don't know how else to put it. You're taking something that's almost, it was a terrible situation, and we're going to make something better out of it. Give somebody hope, give somebody a leg up. That's what beautiful disaster does. Same thing. I couldn't even imagine the tragedy. Being vulnerable is so brave, Mushy. It's so brave. You know, and that's your 12-step programs. I don't do 12-step anymore, but I did back when I was cocaine addict. Straight cocaine addict. At 30 years old, I went into a rehab. Boom. Just stone cold cocaine addict. Back in the 80s, when there was so much cocaine, you didn't know what to do with it. And that's what you're going to learn in basically that's the concept of a 12-step program. Be transparent, be brave, take the shame, the things that you did that you feel like I should be ashamed of them. There's no shame in the game. You take that same thing and you show somebody, this is what I did, this is what happened, this is what it's like now. You can take that same negative experience and turn it into a positive just by showing somebody, don't do this. Don't do it. There's Indians out there. You're gonna come back in the fort with arrows sticking out of your ass. Don't do it. And so that's what a lot of this is about. Guys like that have already been out of the fort, got a couple of arrows in their ass. They already know there's Indians out there. Don't go out there. All right? So you warn each other. There's Indians out there. I got an arrow. I should know. So thank you for that. Thank you so much. This week, let's do a couple more comments. You know what we're going to do tomorrow? I was thinking about this morning. So Pops isn't just blah, 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 talk all morning long. Tomorrow, I'm going to do 3 readings. Tomorrow's reading morning. So we're going to get 3 people here. Shoot me your readings. And tomorrow we'll spend more time just reading your readings. And then we'll just sort of talk about what it was that we heard in those readings. Okay? Wednesday is going to be experiment morning. You're going to see an experiment live Wednesday morning. I don't know about Thursday yet, but don't forget Thursday night we're having our reading from Radical Mycology. Okay? So that's Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. A couple of comments here. Being vulnerable is so great. 9G, and I have felt better since that day. Thanks, Glenn. That you are my motivation for the day, Glenn. Yep, thank you. See that? See that? Thank you for that, man. KQ, you contact me through my DM. I would love to say I'll contact you, but I'll forget. Michael, stay away from that cocaine. It's fun for a minute, and it'll take your life. Take your life. I was a dealer. I was one of those guys flying airplanes in from Mexico full of that stuff. And I got in all kinds of trouble back there when I did that crap. So, and I was in the Marine Corps till I was 26 years old doing this stuff on the side. Marines didn't know. I got out. 4 years running wild till I was 30. But I was still in reserves, so I went to the Marines when I was 30. Knocked on my commander's door. I did what Glenn just did. I told the truth. Told him, man, I need help. I need help. They threw me in a rehab, and that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Got out of that, went to church. Then guess what Pops does when he goes to church? This is just a part of my story. What's Pops do when he goes to church? I'm looking around the building. I'm there for about 2 weeks. I'm like, how do you get one of these? How do you run one of these places? So that was my next move, off to Bible college. So big change, big swing, boop, big swing. So love you guys. Thanks for listening to that craziness, right? There's chapters in there. Remember what's going to be in the room with you at the end of the day. What's going to be there? I did a year in, yep. Rehab is the best thing that ever happened to me. Got me, you know, it didn't mean I didn't go out and be a goofball afterwards doing other stuff, but I definitely stayed away from that cocaine. Yeah, I definitely stayed away from that, and yeah. It was crazy too. One more little tidbit. So I was 29 years old, almost coming on my 30th birthday, and I was rich. Let me tell you, because of what we were up to. I had so damn much money, I didn't know what to do with it. So you spend it stupid, right? You don't just do the dumbest things. Like, if you guys remember back to the TV show Miami Vice, I'm not lying. Pops was like a Miami Vice guy. Literally, that's what we looked like. That's how we acted. Okay. And I had so damn much money, I didn't know what to do with it. So I'm almost 30 years old, and my son's 8. And another story with my son. My son's an amazing, amazing man, and he's a poet. But he was born multiply handicapped, and it was I was a single parent raising him, and multiple handicapped young boy, and that was one of the reasons. Oh, I got to make a lot of money so I could help with the medical stuff. Bullshit. I just wanted to be a player. My kid's 8 years old. He's coming to me. Hey, Dad, what do you do for a living? 8 years old, and he's starting to, 7, 8 years old, he's starting to figure out, man, my dad isn't up to my dad's up to no good. This isn't coming from being a good guy. True story. And that's what, just that alone right there is what motivated me to go turn myself in. And I was like, there is no way in the world I want my kid to be raised with me being what I am right now. Plus I need help. And then here's the final kick to the story. So because I do things, you guys already know, I'm like 100% everything, go for it, I'm all the way. So what do? When I get out of the rehab, we sold everything. Sold the house, sold the boat, I had a little boat. Sold everything that I owned. $100 million, whatever, all this money. The church that I looked around, your church, you get the money. Just gave it back, gave it away, because it was dirty money anyways. It was dirty, ugly money at the end of the day. So give the church the money back, but I'm gonna hold on to a few $1,000s, and we bought a bus, big yellow school bus, myself and 4 or 5 guys, and we went from here to Florida, or from California to Florida and back for like a 6-month deal, preaching and teaching, just church stuff. It was silly back then, but why I'm telling this story in the first place is to tell you guys that Pops, just when he gets into something, he goes all the way, right? And so cleared the decks, tried to change the life, and that went along, and it was a beautiful change. It was a good thing that I did. So I don't even know why I'm rambling on that, but it's kind of fun to share. You guys get a little glimpse of me. Okay. Tomorrow, we got a couple of readers. Who wants to be a reader? Who wants to be a reader? Give me a volunteer. I want 3 people for tomorrow. Instead of Pop saying, I'll get some volunteers for tomorrow. What do you think, Richard? Who's going to volunteer out there? Brutal, that's awesome. We are all alike. No, this isn't. Look at what you say. I'm 2 years shy of no alcohol myself. Look at us. We're all recovering goofballs. Beautiful. What a family. What a beautiful family. Excuse me for my coughing this morning. Vic, so guess what? I already guys told people that are listening a little bit, we're going to be doing a Pops party here. I haven't figured out exactly when, but we're going to do a party open the house up, have as many mush homies here as we can for a weekend. Gonna get book hotel in the neighborhood. Boom, we're gonna have a mush party. Also, we're gonna get planning a Pops road trip. I already know for a fact. I don't know that I can get all the way to New Mexico soon, but I do know that probably in about a month and a half, maybe 2 months at the max, we're gonna go from here to Virginia. And so anybody and we'll have to figure out how to get the word out and get it scheduled, but between here, which is Michigan, Detroit, and Virginia, I'm going to try to see as many much homies on the way down as possible. Stop, have lunch, get breakfast, come meet, go see their grows, whatever. We're going to do a Pops road trip. So between here and I have a family down in Washington, D.C. area. So, boop, we're going to go on down to see them, but I'm going to spend, I don't care how long it takes to get there. Go do a road trip and come see people. And that's coming up. So, who's our readers for tomorrow? Do I have to assign? I think I do. Let me go. Glenn, can you read tomorrow? See if you can read tomorrow. I'd like to hear from Glenn tomorrow. And for tomorrow, if Mushy Pop could be here and bring us a reading, that would be great. So I'm asking Glenn, I'm asking Mushy Pop, if you guys agree, tell me so, and then we're going to ask you to shoot your readings over to my DM on IG. Okay? And Ariel. We got Ariel. Okay? So we have Ariel. I'd like to do a reading tomorrow. Ariel. And I think we'll see if Mushy says yes. And okay, you know what? Brutal's already said yes. So let's go with Brutal. Brutal, we got Ariel, Brutal, and who's our third? We're waiting for Mushy or Glenn to say which of those two will do it. Okay, we got Ariel, we have Brutal, and I'm offering it to Glenn. Okay, here's what we do, bro. You don't read, you send to I like it. Thank you, Glenn. I'm putting you down. What you do is you go and find a nice reading about kindness, goodness, whatever it is that your stream of consciousness is involved or thinking of. You send it, I know, and I'm glad you're here too. So you're going to just look up a reading, something 5, 10, 7 minutes long, whatever it is. You DM it over to me, and then I'll read it tomorrow as the offering from you. Okay? And Mushy, put yourself on hold for tomorrow. Okay? I'm going to put you on hold for tomorrow. So you can do some advanced homework. I'm going to actually write you down for tomorrow. Okay. So that's what we got. All right? Alan Watts. It would be perfect. If you grab something from Alan Watts, we did an Alan Watts last week, which was good stuff. We did an Alan Watts last week. So, you bet, Brutal. So we got Brutal, we got Glenn, and we got Ariel. We'll do our 3 readings tomorrow. See how much fun we get out of that. Been a lot of people here this morning, you guys. Thank you. Thanks for letting me share a little bit about me, too, because sometimes, like, you think, who cares? But at the end of the day, we all care. And please make your takeaway from today. Please make your takeaway from today's tea. My takeaway is, and I want it to be yours too, what's going to be in your room? What's going to be in your room? You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, Glenn, for IG, you'll want to look up Pop Shrooms with a 2 behind it. Pop Shrooms 2. And if you'll join there and look me up and then DM me your reading. Okay, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Give me a couple of comments to fly us out of here. I'm going to scroll through our goodbye comments. The mycelium family is growing exponentially. You're 100% correct, Ariel. It is. The numbers don't lie. Just in the last month, we've gained 1,000 people. Month, been 1,000 people. Yeah, it's growing all right. Much love, OG. Much love, Mushy. See you tomorrow. Jason, have a great day. Adam, all about fam. 50, see you tomorrow. Will, have a good one. Jason, out. Just the mess. There you are. Richard, Billiard. Bro, I was thinking about you this weekend. You're one of the smart ones out there. Ree, have a great one. Glenn, see that you got it. Pop Shrooms. No space between them, Glenn. Don't put a space between the P and the S. Okay. Brutal, you be good out there. See you tomorrow. Changing lives. One. Where? Whoop. Here we go. Let me show you guys. Wait a minute. Goodbye, you guys. I'll see you later. Have a great day, everybody. I want you guys to know that you could be a big giraffe too. One grain at a time. Good, Richard. Anybody that wants can be their own big giraffe. It's not hard to do. You just have to be kind. Okay? Be kind. No, Will. Oh, good question. No. I have it sitting right here. Bag of animals. I still haven't opened it. I'm going to. But this one, come on. Look at this one. Boop. You guys go have a beautiful day. Go have a wonderful day and be a big giraffe. Have a great day, you guys. I love you.